Hey guys, in this month's top 5, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 favorite music artists on YouTube. So, I like to do other things. I have other hobbies other than reading. This channel may make you think, oh, all I do is read books and watch like TV and movies, but you guys, I do like to listen to music every now and then. Aside from watching movies and television and books, I do really just love music. Music just always like gets me in the mood for, you know, like certain things, and it can make me happy, it can make me sad, you know, it can make me energetic, you know, whatever. I love music, especially when it's done well. But yeah, anyway, this video, as the title is suggesting, my favorite music artists on YouTube. And over the years I have discovered some truly amazing talent that's just, you know, hidden gems in the world of YouTube. And yeah, I'm not talking about like big artists, you know, like I'm not talking about like Christina Aguilera, you know, because you know a lot of big artists have their own YouTube channels and whatnot as well. I'm not talking about like people like that who downright have like record deals and, you know, they make millions and millions of dollars. You know, I'm not talking about like that type of music artists on YouTube. I'm talking, like I said, like the hidden gems, the people who don't have record labels, but they still make incredibly amazing music, and it's like they do need record labels and they do need to make CDs and stuff like that or whatever, because if they did make CDs, I would totally buy them. Yes, I still collect CDs, you guys, because I'm old. Is that just me? I don't know. I like having hard copies of everything. You know, that includes my not just music, but movies and television. I love having hard copies because you never know when something's going to happen and streaming services just vanish out of nowhere. God forbid if that ever happened. You know, you never know when something just might disappear and you'll never have a hard copy of it ever again, you know. I digress. So yeah, this is my 5 favorite people on YouTube that I have discovered that make wildly entertaining music. And yeah, this is just my personal preferences, my personal music choices. So yeah, the people that I'm about to share with you, some of you may like my choices, and then others of you, this probably is not your cup of tea at all. But still, I wanted to kind of, you know, bring it to your attention if you might like some of these people. So yeah, let's get going because I'm pretty excited to share some of these people, and I'm also going to put their links, I'm going to try to remember, put their links down below in the description box, so that way you can go click on the links and go check out their videos if you want. At number 5, Carlene. I believe I have mentioned Carlene before in another video. Like maybe I was talking about like my favorite just YouTube channels in general, and I might have mentioned Carlene before, but yeah, this is specifically dedicated to music, so I'm going to put Carlene again on this list. Carlene, she occasionally does covers of songs, I think. I guess her channel's 50-50. Let me put it that way. I guess her channel is 50-50. She'll do kind of 50% covers and then 50% her own original material. And what she tends to be very focused on her channel, what kind of I gravitated towards, she really focuses on like history, if that makes sense. She focuses a lot on history and like music narrative, folklore, kind of ancient songs of a sort, you know. She doesn't really do modern songs at all. And then like when she does covers, like I said, she'll sometimes do covers on her channel as well. When she does like a cover of a song, she'll do, like for instance, some good examples. She did a lot of covers of songs that were on Game of Thrones, for instance. You know, because if you've seen Game of Thrones, you know, there were numerous occasions of like music playing and whatnot, and she would cover those songs over the years and put her own little unique spin on it. So that's kind of what she essentially does on her channel. She focuses very heavily on like folklore, music narrative, and fantasy-based songs from like fantasy movies or fantasy TV shows. Or yeah, a history focus as well. One of my favorite projects that Carlene did, I think it might have been last year if I'm not mistaken, she did like a whole like playlist of songs dedicated to the historical figure Anne Bonny, who was a female pirate during the, like, what was it, like the 1700s, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 1700s, something like that, early 1800s. She did a whole playlist of songs dedicated to this female badass pirate Anne Bonny, who, if you've seen the TV show Black Sails, she's a pretty big pivotal character in that show. So that's kind of what I mean about what she is influenced by. She is very influenced by history and fantasy and kind of that sound, you know, not a modern day sound, kind of a very old-fashioned sort of sound in some way. And yeah, Carlene, I believe Carlene is Irish, Irish or Scottish, I believe she's Irish, and you can definitely hear that in her voice when she's singing. She just has such a beautifully rich kind of accent when she's singing, you know, you can really hear it in the songs, and it's absolutely captivating and gorgeous, and you can close your eyes and listen to her, and you're just carried away with kind of the narrative that she's given you with the songs and the music and whatnot. So yeah, I definitely recommend Carlene if that sounds appealing to you. You know, songs that have kind of a narrative, songs that are based in history, songs that are based off of fantasy, TV shows or movies or whatever. I definitely recommend her channel because it's beautiful. At number 4, Jonathan Young. This is what you got to know about Jonathan Young. And this, once again, like I said, this is my preferences when it comes to music. Jonathan Young, his sound is very much focused on like rock and heavy metal. That is kind of his target demographic, if you will. If you love rock and you love rock metal, essentially, heavy metal. And yeah, the majority of his channel is covers, but he has been producing a lot of original material lately, and the original material, it has that rock influence, that heavy metal rock and whatnot, and that's, you know, that's his voice. He has a really like deep, rough and gruff type of voice that like kind of growls at you, if that makes sense, and it's very sexy. It's very sexy and just kind of pleasing to the ear, kind of just the way his voice is. But yeah, his original material is really great. He's been working a long time on it. I definitely recommend his original material because that's kind of been his focus recently in the past several months, is really pushing a lot of his original stuff. And then yeah, as far as his covers, yeah, he'll do covers of just about anything, because it doesn't have to be a rock song. He'll do covers of a pop song and he'll turn it into a rock song. He'll take I think let me tell you guys, my favorite covers that he has done on his channel, this is how I first discovered him. I discovered his rock covers of Disney songs. You guys, seriously, if you didn't think you like rock music, especially with Disney, I definitely recommend checking out a few of his songs because it is amazing. I was just blown away the first time I heard a lot of these Disney songs and they were like, you know, done as a rock style or as a heavy metal. I was like, oh my god, this is great. Especially his covers of villain songs, you guys. I think he has a whole playlist, it's like over an hour long, that I've listened to before. I just put it on repeat. He has a whole playlist that he has compiled of all of his Disney villain songs, and it's super amazing. I definitely recommend my favorite ones. I definitely recommend his rock cover of Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That is freaking mind-blowing, you guys. And then my other favorite song that he's done, it's not a Disney song, but it still comes from an animated cartoon, The Prince of Egypt, you guys. He did a rock cover of the one song, is it called The Plagues of Egypt? That one, is it called The Plagues? I think it's called The Plagues, where Moses and Ramsey, they're kind of having this back and forth, you know, about, you know, what they should do, you know, and you know, Moses is really wanting, you know, hey Ramsey, set my people free and this and that, and Ramsey is like, no, I don't want to set your people free, you know. That song, I think it's called The Plagues, or Plagues of Egypt or something. seriously, his cover, Jonathan Young's cover of The Plagues is freaking outstanding. I love it. But yeah, if I had to recommend, seriously, if I had to recommend 2 things for you guys to go check out, if you have the time, Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame and The Plagues from Prince of Egypt. My mind blown, you guys, blown. At number 3, Jordan Radvansky. I think I pronounced that correctly. Jordan Radvansky. I think that's how it's pronounced. Once again, another just preference of mine. Jordan, he's kind of like Jonathan Young. He is focused on rock music. That's kind of his thing. And yeah, I think the majority of his channel as well, it's all covers pretty much, I think, with a few original things kind of scattered in there. I have just recently discovered Jordan within the past kind of like half a year or so, last couple months, because I actually discovered him through Jonathan Young, because Jonathan Young and Jordan had like a collab together. They did a song together, and that's how I discovered Jordan. And I'm glad there was that collab, because I don't think I would have found out about him otherwise. And yeah, he does not have very many subscribers at all, and his voice is just so unique. He doesn't, because like I said, Jonathan Young has a very deep, rough and gruff voice, and Jordan has a much more kind of a slightly higher pitch voice and everything, but like it still works fantastic with like his sound of rock music that he's doing, because he's able to pull off things like covers from like Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco or something like that, you know, kind of that emo sound from the early 2000s, you know. But yeah, I love his voice, and what I love about his channel, it's like he's taken things seriously in a degree, you know, he's just following his passion that he loves to sing, but it's like he don't give an F, I'll put it that way, he does not give an F about kind of the look of his videos or anything. He just wants to have a good time, do whatever he wants, do his own thing, because let me give you a good example of one of his music videos, you guys. He did a cover of Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey, and I kid you not, his entire video was just green screen, and it was him like on the green screen was like clouds and cityscapes and stuff like that, and in the video he is just flying around. You can it's obviously done as green screen and this and that. It's meant to be silly, it's meant to be absurd, you're supposed to kind of laugh at it, and he's just floating around on this obvious green screen singing to Lana Del Rey's Young and Beautiful, and it's absolutely hilarious, you guys. And I had to seriously watch the video twice. I had to first watch the video because it's so distracting, and I was like, okay, the video, it's so silly, it's so distracting, let me close my eyes. So then I pushed the video away and I just listened to him sing this cover, and it's like, okay, this is freaking beautiful, but it's covered up by all this silliness, you know. But that's what I mean about his channel. He just, the way he kind of does his videos, he's very just fun and silly and absurd with his videos, but it's like he genuinely has a really brilliant, fantastic voice there, that it just, yeah, you can literally, you don't have to sit and watch his videos, you know, you can just sit and kind of listen to him, and it's perfect. And you guys, I don't know if it's just me, he freaking looks like, you know, like Tom Hiddleston's Loki. This might sound silly, give me a second here. He seriously looks almost like Tom Hiddleston's Loki, like if Loki was a rock star. And I don't know if it's just me. I need him to cosplay in a video one day and dress up like Loki and sing, because I think that would be hilarious. Because that's the nature of his channel anyway. That he has a good time. He dresses up and does things. It's great. So yeah, I definitely recommend Jordan. Once again, if you like rock music, that sound. At number 2, Hildegard von Blingen. Let me introduce you guys to the world of bardcore. Bardcore, you guys. Like, you know, like medieval bards, you know, the bards that would, you know, in the medieval era who would, you know, they would take like their little lutes or whatever, and they'd go, you know, from town to town singing, you know. that's kind of this type of music on Hildegard von Blingen's channel, you guys. And I discovered her back in 2020, like at the height of the pandemic, when the pandemic was going on. That's kind of when she first kind of just started popping up, and I recognized her. I love this channel. She doesn't put out that much content. When she first started, she was putting out a lot of content, like on a weekly basis, but she has slowed down. But I think she's kind of really picky about the projects and songs that she wants to do, and what she's comfortable with, and what she thinks will work, you know. I just, the whole concept of her channel is just absolutely genius. Like I said, her channel is taking on that medieval bard type aspect, you know, with that type of singing, and it is all covers for the most part right now. Every bit of it is covers. She essentially takes a modern day song and she puts like a medieval flair to it, you know, with that kind of sound and voice, you know, where it's just the voice almost, and yeah, maybe like a lute or something, or a violin or whatever, you know, whatever musical instruments would have been around during the medieval era, you know what I mean? It's very simplistic and like traditional in that manner, very down to earth, you know, and it strips away all of the stuff that's in the background of modern day songs, you know. It's totally focused on her voice and the power of her voice. And yeah, it's stripping away, you know, any sort of audio tune and just unnecessary other musical instruments and other voices in the background, you know. It's just her voice and like kind of, pretty much just like one instrument, you know, maybe two instruments or whatever. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Once again, this is like a musical preference for me that I got really into, and this probably isn't for everybody. But yeah, she's done covers of, I think, did she do Bad Romance by Lady Gaga? I believe she did Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, which was amazing. She did a cover of something from Taylor Swift, and yeah, that one song, I'm not sure who sings the song, but that song is called, you know, What Is Love, you know, What Is Love, Baby Don't Hurt Me No More, that song. She did an incredible cover of that, which was genius. But yeah, that's the nature of her channel, just very simplistic, down to earth, just her voice and an instrument, and it has that medieval kind of tone to it. Yeah, if you liked like the one character Jaskier from The Witcher, it's like that, you know. It's for people who like Jaskier from The Witcher, pretty much, like that sort of sound. It's great. And at number 1, Beth Crowley. Boy oh boy, you guys, Beth Crowley. This girl, why does this girl, why is she not signed to a record company, you guys? It's mind-boggling that she is not signed by anybody. If Beth Crowley came out with a CD tomorrow, I would be the first in line to go grab it. Beth Crowley, she really sounds like an artist that you could hear on the radio right now. You know, that is how stunning she is. It is just, like I said, mind-boggling that she is not signed to any sort of company, and she doesn't have any sort of CDs or anything. She does do covers every now and then, but her channel is primarily original based, you know, original based songs, and she writes all of it. She writes all of her own songs, and they, like I said, they can easily play on the radio. They're that good. And I guess you could call her channel like pop. You know, not like bubblegum pop. It's not that type of pop like Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears. You know, nothing like that type of pop from the 90s. And not even really even like Katy Perry's pop or Taylor Swift sort of pop. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain her sort of sound, but I definitely would put it in the pop category, I think. You know, contemporary pop music. She writes all of her own songs. She produces all of her own music videos, because she'll have lyric videos that come out first, and then she'll have an occasional like actual music video that comes out, and her music videos are so well done. Like, it almost looks like a professional director, you know, like a for real professional director just did this, you know, out of the blue. But yeah, I think she does everything by herself pretty much. She might have a little bit of help there, but it looks like she does it all by herself, you know, with very minimal help. And I just absolutely love her voice and her sound. She's just genuine. You can feel the emotion in all of her songs. You can relate to her. And yeah, some of my favorite songs, even though her songs are original, she is influenced by other like movies or television or stuff like that, and she'll even kind of put that in the title of her video, you know, influenced by, inspired by, whatever, you know. Yeah, like one of my favorite songs by her is a song called Empire, I believe it's called Empire, and that was inspired by like Game of Thrones. It's an amazing song. It doesn't even have to have the Game of Thrones connection to it, you know. It's still just an amazing song by itself without the connection, you know, that she was inspired by Game of Thrones. Yeah, I think she did a video that she was inspired, was it Shadow and Bone maybe? I think she did a song that she was inspired by Shadow and Bone, another by the Shatter Me series. Which brings me to my favorite song. My favorite song from her is this song called I Scare Myself. Woo! I freaking love that song. If I had to recommend one song for you guys to go check out on her channel, it's the I Scare Myself song. It is absolutely just breathtaking and emotional and just gripping as you're listening to it. So good. Like I said, Beth Crowley, girl, if you make a CD tomorrow, I'll be first in line to go get it. I need you to make a CD so I can go buy it. So you guys, that is it for my top 5 favorite music artists on YouTube. I'll probably do another one of these videos in the future, because there were quite a number of people that I left out of this list that I kind of kept going back and forth like, oh, should I add them to this list because I really want to. So yeah, I'll probably make another one of these in the future, because there were several people I really wanted to showcase as well. And yeah, who knows, I'll probably discover some more people over the next year anyway. So yeah, you guys, in the comments below, do you guys like listening to, you know, just, you know, kind of hidden gems in the music world of YouTube? You know, people that don't have record deals, that aren't being played on radios or anything. Do you guys like listening to that sort of music, especially if it's, you know, if it's sung well and written well, you know, and just the overall craft of it as well, you know, and it passes as genuine music, you know? Are you kind of into that sort of thing, or do you kind of just push YouTube music to the side? Is that not really your thing? If that's the case, that's okay too. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.